Mighty Cookies here in Bayard, Florida this morning. It's about 5 a.m. I woke up early this morning and my house is a mess, but I hate house cleaning, so I came out here to see what kind of train activity I could film. Those are northbound signals. Here where the siding is in Bayard, I'm going to walk up here and see what the southbound signals show. Alright, the Bayard local was already down here. That's why we got red in both directions. Sorry I didn't film it, but because I heard the train coming out. But I just walked down there to Grand Bay Parkway and looked south, and yeah, all the signals are red. So we got red here, both directions. So the Bayard local can work these customers in here, and he's coming out right now. Alright, I'm gonna stop walking so we get a clear picture. Alright. You know, when I drove by before the back street there, I thought I saw a headlight, but when I turned around and back, it was all dark, so I thought I was seeing things, but yeah, he was back in there already. Let's see what he's pulling out. Pulling out some empty tank cars. I see an empty box car, one so far at least. Alright, I'm gonna stop. Hold on, I'm gonna move. I think he's rolling now. I think I just saw the exhaust from the train powering up. Yeah, he's moving. I'm inside the gate, so I gotta go move. But after he goes by, I'm gonna come back to the spot and see how quickly that switch gets realigned for the main line. Alright, bear with me. As soon as these gates start going, I'm going to have to step to my left 3 or 4 steps to be outside the crossing gate. Well, he doing a slow roll up here. Stop. But fast as it it's an optical illusion. I guess it's right now. Yeah, he's rolling. Still, I don't know why he's going so slow. Look, some of you might wonder why things take so long. Safety, that's what takes so long. There's no room for chance, okay? You know, the thing about railroading and that the average layperson doesn't understand, it's not a trip to the fucking care spot. You know, when something goes wrong here, it's death and destruction. See how many horns we get again. So much for the two long, one short, one long protocol. Anyway, and there he goes. Zippity-doo-dah, back to the barnyard. And that job is will be done for the day. All right, Matty Gugas here in Jacksonville today at the historic Kings Road North, where they where the Florida East Coast Railway crews the trains. Here's the 105 today. It's ready. It's pulled down here. I just got here. I didn't see a crew car. I don't know if the crew's in it or not. I don't think so. This train's been leaving about 1:30. It's only like 12:55. So anyway, I'm gonna film it pulling out. All right, I thought I saw the crew car. We have liftoff. I'm a little ways away from the crossing, as you can see. Down here in the shade. Because filming looks better from the shade than in the glaring sun. Not because I'm trying to stay cool. That's impossible, actually. This time of year, if I want to stay cool, I'd sit in my truck with the air conditioning on. All right, this is today's 105. We're gonna let the locomotives go by, and then we're gonna play some music probably. All right. Sorry for the movement. The engineer opened the window and waved, so I waved back at him. Tip my hat, of course. Hats off to you guys. Safe journey. right, there you go, throttling up. Heading out of Jacksonville. All right, Matty Cook is here at Lewis Speedway near the St. Augustine County offices. And this signal configuration looks like usually means we got a meet coming up here. Probably one of the northbound trains and the Bunnell local heading south, but we'll see. Stay tuned. All right, well, I guess I'm wrong. There's no activity on the southbound signals. So let's see what this is coming north. Stay tuned. All right, so Matty Cook is here. I moseyed on down here to the San Sebastian View. This is a new area here, fairly new. One of the crossings I haven't filmed at yet. Anyway, I thought maybe if I showed myself more, I'll get more activity on YouTube. So here I am, Matty Gukas. That's not my real name, in case anybody didn't figure it out. That was a nickname I got in high school. Well, it was Matty for my last name, and then one of my buddies came into school one day and said, Matty Gukas, and he was watching basketball. For those of you who don't know, Matty Gukas was a fairly well known and a pretty darn good player for the Philadelphia 76ers back in the day. Anyway, I'm going to flip around. I don't know what's back here on this San Sebastian. We got the obligatory mega apartment style home complex going up, of course. Look at them all. All the people moving here from blue states. And then we got over here what looks to be like more county offices or some kind of government building, because it does have that orange metal roof, and it does it's on the property of the courthouse and all that. So some kind of, I don't know what it is. This is all brand new back here. So San Sebastian View means it probably goes out there to the San Sebastian Marsh, which is the San Sebastian River, and you've seen me film from the US 1 bridge there, the train going over the bridge over the San Sebastian River that runs just west of downtown St. Augustine. All right, so I hear the train blowing the horn at Route 16. So to give you some perspective, by the way, this San Sebastian View is between the St. Johns County offices, which Lewis Speedway, where I just filmed those signals, and State Road 16, which is just north of the beginning of downtown St. Augustine, which we're only a couple miles from. So let's see. I'm gonna when I see the train come into view, I'm gonna start filming again. And here it comes. Florida East Coast Railway on this July. What the heck is the date today? Monday's the 14th. So 10th, July 10th. I thought yesterday was the 10th. Anyway, July 11th. I'm retired. I don't care. I really don't care. Except that the days do go by fast. Anyway, so this is probably going to be one of the northbound. I call them the northbound relocation, because all this equipment, most of this equipment is empty. 99. These trains go north, probably 99% empty on average. Now it does look like. Well, I'll wait till it comes. But after we hear the horns and everything, I'm going to shut up and play music. Remember, this is one of the crossings. spot. It's wide open. Sorry, my hand. It's wide open. Bunch of places I can stand. And did you notice how the train picked up speed? So the head of the train is past the speed restriction zone, so they can start throttling up. All right, Metagoogers again. Train meet here in St. Augustine, near the county offices. Stay tuned. All right, so I drove here to 5th Street. I have filmed here before, but in case I haven't, I'm knocking it off the list. Ha ha ha. That's the Bunnell local. It's got some cars on there for Elkton. The rock cars in the front, and then the tank cars go to Elkton, and then the rock cars on the back most likely go to Bunnell. Anyway, he's sitting waiting for this northbound, and I'm going to film both trains. Stay tuned. All right, Matty Cook is here again at the State Road 207 to film the 105 today, the FEC 105. Today, I couldn't film either of those trains this morning. My phone died while I was up there. So I woke up at 4:30. It's dead by 10 o'clock in the morning. Really? Anyway, something wrong with it. Something dragging the battery down. Well, I don't know. It's 2 years old, so I guess I need to buy a new one, right? Anyway, stay tuned for the FEC 105 right here at State Road 207, just south of downtown historic St. Augustine, Florida. All right, so I think I figured out what these things are. I mean, it's not rocket science, but they look like the edge pads for loading flatbeds. When they put the straps, they often use a pad on the corner of the load so that the straps of the rope or chain, if applicable, doesn't dig into the cargo. And so they're loose on these flatbeds, maybe even stored in a box, but they're blowing out. With all these flatbeds that FEC is running, that makes more sense. All right, well, here we go. Hopefully I have enough juice. I think I have enough juice to film this train, and then I got all afternoon to go home and try to recharge this thing back to 100%, see if it'll get there. I picked up the car today that I'm taking on my trip, and the young man over there said my phone didn't seem to want to charge after a certain point, so see what's wrong with it. If there's something wrong with it, I'll get a new phone before my trip. In case you didn't hear, I'm going to Denver to visit my kid. The kid that's Toy Box, the music producer. Hold on. Yeah, my kid in Denver is the music producer that I put the songs that I put on here. In fact, this train right here. We're going to put a song on. And then I'm going to Wyoming. I've never been to Wyoming, and Yellowstone, which will knock off Idaho and Montana. Again, 3 states, if you didn't hear. No, it's not again, but 3 states I've never been to that I want to see. I love the mountains. But here we are down at the coastal Florida, and we got the Florida East Coast Railway daily train 105 rolling through St. Augustine here. Stay tuned, or keep watching. He held that horn long. All right, here's the, thank you. Here's the music. No, not a humongous train today, but... And yeah, there were a lot of empty slots on there. Anyway, stay tuned for tonight's 107. All right, Matty Cookies here. So the $10 more high-powered binoculars I bought at the thrift store won't dial in, so I'm going to get a new pair for myself. I wanted a new pair anyway. I told you I gave my good binoculars to a girl that bird watches, a young lady at the Kookaburra, but you can see we got high green for the 107. Sorry for that pause with that lightning strike. It just went over my head. Did you catch it on film? And why does it look like there's a train coming northbound on that side track? All right, well, I don't know where to stand with all this metal stuff around here. Maybe I'll get in the car and wait till the gates activate. All right, so that's where the storm is. It's pretty violent, and look down the tracks. Yeah, it's pouring. All right, so it's starting to sprinkle here, as you can see. And although that rain on the track that hard rain hasn't gotten much closer. I think a little closer. Let's see if the train arrives before I get drenched. All right, so I'm on the edge of this rain. I don't have my umbrella or my raincoat with me, so I repositioned the car in case I got to film from the car. The train should be right along. Stay tuned. All right, so here we go. Perfect timing because look at this. Look at this moving in. Whoa, like any second now I'm about to get drenched. So if I get water on the camera lens, you'll know why. But here we go. Tonight's FEC 107. All right, here we go. Tonight's FEC train 107. I'll just get this in before this downpour hits. I love it. I was going to say not a huge train again tonight, but it is July, summer vacation for probably major manufacturing facilities. Do we have any of those left in the United States anyway? I'm kidding. There you go.